Greetings, welcome back to PinkOddBird. Today I'm here to share a couple of more books from the dark release with you, so let's go ahead and get started. So today I have two books. They're kind of like in a dark fortune teller kind of theme, and these are, like I said, part of the dark release, and this was the main one that I made. So this one is the big kahuna, and then this one is the smaller one. This is more of like an art book or a keepsake, and then this one was designed to be more of a writing book. So I'm gonna flip through this one first, and then we'll get to this one, and we have a lot to go through, so I'm going to get started. So this is the first book. It's huge. It's, I don't know, probably 9 by 5.5, and the spine is about 3.5, I want to say, something like that. So I just have a piece of black scrappy cloth here holding it closed. It doesn't really need it to be held closed, but I just have it on there anyway. So you'll notice on the front cover here, I have the little moon man, and he's layered on some different fabric and trims, and I fashioned him to look like a crystal ball. So if I hold this to the side, you can see that he does shimmer like a crystal ball. And then this is the base of the crystal ball, and I just kind of cut this out myself, and I hand drew the decorations on here. This is how the cover looks, and the paper for the base of the crystal ball is like a velvet paper. I did this cover based on Eva from Bohemian Crafting's tutorial, and for all of my eyelets, I decided to let all of my eyelets be eclectic. I didn't want them to be uniform, so there's different shapes and colors in all of my eyelets here on the front and back. The base of the book is paper. This is fabric, and then I've also covered the fabric with black lace to tone down the brightness of the fabric. Here is the side view. You can see there's some page tabs and altered paper clips here. There are a lot of tutorials and digitals that I use, so instead of staying it every time, I might just pop that information on the screen so you know to look in the description box for it. And then I have this little charm that I made, and it's an altered paper clip, which I do have a tutorial for. So I've just added some bells, some trims, and feathers, and so this is the altered paperclip. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started because, like I said, this is a huge book. So here I have some letters, and that spells something out. Here I have just printed on, I did some of these on heavyweight paper just because I like the texture sometimes than having it mounted on something that's like, you know, more sturdy like this. I really like that texture. So there's lots of textiles in here, obviously, and here's another big journaling card. Like I said, the book isn't really made to be written in, but you can write in it if you want to. There are spaces for it. This was given to me and drawn by hand from my friend Shayna, and she's super talented, and this is a copy, it's not the original, and she said that was fine for me to use, but it kind of reminded me of like the palm reading aspects, so that's why I put that in here. And then I just have some wax paper that I decoupaged onto the paper along with stenciling, and then I did a lot of this gold metallic hand detailing, so you'll see every time you see like this gold kind of like look of doodling, I did that by hand. So here I've just layered on a bunch of different things onto the page, and this book page is neat because it has like family names, so I thought that would be kind of fun to add into the fortune teller book because maybe she needs to look for names and such, a little doily. So the main kit that I used in this book is from Stephanie, and the kit is called Landslide. So this is really where I got the, you know, that's what set the tone and the vibe for this book. So and I love these images because the deep jewel like rainbow tones with the black is beautiful, I think. So here I have a little floating tag, and it says cartomancy, and I've just layered some things on here. And then I've of course added some trims, buttons, and there's a little wax seal there, and then some playing cards and a little journaling space. But I thought this was kind of fun because it says spellbound. And this is a vintage flinch card. And then I did put a little eyelet here in case you want to attach something to that. This is from my Gothic Ephemera kit in my shop, which I thought this would be kind of fun to add because maybe people come in trying to describe their loved one or the person who they want to to have, you know, to talk to their fortune teller about. So this is one of my corner huggers, and basically on this one I just have a little wax seal, and then I just added some trims, and it says rituals here. Those are from ReleasetheCraftin, so it just tucks right over the page. I really had a lot of ideas for these books, and I don't think I got all of my ideas executed because as you can see the book is already huge, so there may be more of these in the future. We'll see. So just a big journal card here, and then I was going to add this in as a belly band, but I thought that it would just be kind of cool to leave maybe like floating as a bookmark, or you can use it to write these little spaces on the back. So here we go, big piece of ephemera. The envelopes are empty, so you can add things into them. So these come from the Paper Outpost, so I love this idea, but these little page tap charm thingies with the safety pin are such a cool idea. So I covered these guys up with the little fabric because maybe they're traveling together and they have like all the little travel ephemera behind them, and they're on the map page. Little caravan over here, and then this is also a tuck spot. This is an embossed peacock stamp that I have. Madame Fortune down here. This is a little belly band. We have this little lady here trying to see her hand. I have some of these big jumbo altered playing cards, and these are actually really fun. I backed them on coffee stain paper, and then once I did that I used my distresser to go over the veins of the stitching threads, and I think it looks really cool. Much cooler than it does on camera. Some more of that wax paper, and then this is another one of my ephemera elements. These are some really cool, like altered, like I wanted them to look like kind of tribal-y paper clips. This is another journaling spot. This is a big lace pocket. This is a floating pocket here. So it says herbs, so you can add something into the pocket. You can glue it down or leave it floating. So here we have another embossed little fern. It's a little bit of stamping, stenciling. These are Mrs Cog's images. Some of these tabs I did hand write some things, like this one says a timeless fortune. So this is a rose petal that I decoupaged onto the page. So it has a really cool texture. I just like the way it feels. And then I drew the sun around it and wrote the word sun. So this is probably one of my favorite pages. I used these little letters here from Rachel that she sent to me, and these letters were so perfect. So I did the yes, the no, and then goodbye, and then I used that gold to do the sun, the moon, and then Ouija, and then mystifying oracle, and then I left this area plain. So if you want to write or add photos there, that's up to you. So here I thought this was interesting because she's maybe like really like this, but when people see her, she's like this. So I thought that was kind of a fun little piece to have. These are just some altered tags that I made. This lamp really reminds me of like a lamp that you might see on a fortune teller's table, you know, like with the velvet tablecloth and the curtains and then a lamp. There's another envelope. So here it says, look into my crystal ball, and it flips up, and it's hard to see, but I'll try and find an angle where you can actually see there's a little man inside. There you go. And he's, you know, someone standing there with him. But I think that was kind of a neat little element to add. I forgot to say there are 8 signatures in this book. Little writing space, and then we have this little family here. Eco-dyed paper from Shelby. This is from my Gothic Ephemera kit also. These are some like little magic book pages, and I thought they would just be kind of fun to maybe collage with, or even just to take a little read. But I think this one has to cause a girl to seek you out, however prudent she may be, and then it tells you what you need to do from the Grand Grimoire. This is just an altered envelope, and this is actually a tuck spot here as well, so some things can go in there as well. Some more detailing. So here's another one of those really super cool page tabs. Love those. Some more playing cards. And then it just opens for writing. These are vintage Mother Goose poems, and I had to decoupage these on so because they're really brittle. So a little embossed cat down here. There's another one of those envelopes from the kit. There are enough pages in this kit that I was able to make this huge book and still have some left over to make the other book. So here we have a crystal ball. So here's the second altered paper clip. So that's the first one, and here's the second one. Each book has 2 altered paper clips, and I do have a tutorial on how I make these on my channel. Oh, and since this says Witch's Dream Book, I put the little witch feet washi down here. Another tag. These small altered playing cards. And these digis are from ReleasetheCraftin as well. So on this signature here, it's really cool. I made this little like spinning wheel and so I wrote, the spinning wheel, ask me anything, and you can turn this and it'll say no, unclear, yes, ask again, maybe, it is certain, please ask later, I cannot say. Just a little interactive element to add in. So there was an old woman, this little poem, and flip it down and you can see this old woman here in the woods, and you can also do some writing here. Drew some stars down here to go with the astrology. These are, they're really old bags, and I got them at an antique market, but you can see the yellowing on the bags are really neat. So here, the sun little chart thing, and then on the back, classified ads where you might go to look for a fortune teller. Well, if we were in like the 80s maybe. Do you know what a phone book is? So here I was inspired by Shayna kind of, and I decided to do like my own like little palmistry reference thing, and so I hand drew this, and this one is the original, and so I used a few different references from online and just drew and wrote out all the little symbols and stuff like that. So and then just distressed it on the back. So there we go, another tag and paperclip here. There's another big jumbo playing card. Some embossed heart and eye. And this paper is really pretty. So this just tucks in there. Another little advertisement, Red Hot Psychics, but it's a journaling space. So this is just a little poem that I put in from an antique book. Lots of fun trims, like there's this little tassel trim down here, but lots of trims at the bottom. Another handmade tag, handwritten tag. This is one of my favorite pages too. I took another dried rose petal and I crushed it up, and then I decoupaged it onto the page, and then I used my gold to write this out. But basically what it means is tea leaf reading, and I know this isn't tea, but you get the idea. So, and then I used the purple to do like this little decorative design around there. So I love that page. It's probably one of my second favorite. Well, maybe, because I do like the spinning wheel. I don't know. I really, really love this book. Like, I had so much fun putting it together and just trying to think of different, like, cool ideas and elements to do. Some more detailing by moi. There's another one of my corner huggers, and this one says astrology on it. It has a little, you know, galaxy fabric. And then, as always, on the back of these, you can use this as a tuck spot as well. So this is from the Parish After Dark, and there's another one from my Gothic kit. This is one of my, these photos actually, I don't know if you didn't see the video, the photos actually come from my personal antique ephemera collection. So last signature, I believe. There's one more envelope here. Another journaling card. And I just tore this and just put it across the page. I thought it would be kind of neat to write something maybe, you know, that didn't make someone happy, and so they tore it up. Another poem. Another altered playing card there. There's an embossed crystal ball. This one is just a scan of my personal music collection, and this one's called Me and the Boyfriend, but I thought that would be kind of fun to add in because, you know, people, they want to know, will he love me forever? Is he the one? I would imagine. Okay, so this one is another piece of ephemera that says The Dark Moon, and then I have stamped the little moon behind there. Some fun stitching that I did as well. In the back of the book we have one last journaling spot, the fortune teller, Gypsy Jan, and it's plain on the back, and there's my stamp. So I know I went kind of fast, but this book is really, really big. So I'm gonna set this one to the side, and we will flip through the second book now. So this one is a softcover book, and the base of it is like this little quilty piece, and I've layered some things in here to give it a little bit more structure, and then covered it with another piece of fabric here on the top. So I have just a piece of purple sari silk that barely fit around it to hold it closed, and then I made a boho bead charm. So you can see there's just a bunch of little cool elements here, and yeah, so, and it's just held on with a garment pen, so you can take it off if you want to, move it somewhere else. The cover of the book, I actually just kind of left it as is because it is really pretty on its own. You can see it has like this really pretty like embroidered like flower kind of look and detail, and then I did a little stitching down the back side there. It's 2 signatures, as you can see. And then here is the first altered paperclip for this book. So you can see it is an altered paperclip. And I used some jewelry to take apart that my friend Janine sent to me, and so it was really perfect for this. It has some little fun charms on it, as you can see. There's little elements here on the actual charm. So really pretty altered paperclip. Alrighty, so opening up on the inside, we have a really pretty purple velvet pocket, and then some trims, and I have images in front from Mrs Cog. And like I said, this book is geared more towards writing, so you will notice there is a lot more writing space in this one. So again, you can use gel pens on the darker pages, just some little fun elements. And I liked this book page here because it says Skin Stealer. So I thought that would be fun. Little shaker page. This little piece here, I didn't attach it down, but you can move this around, or you can attach it if you'd like to add it somewhere in here. There's a little skull charm here at the top. Peekaboo planter gardening card. Doily. Little crystal ball down here. So as you can see, we have a lot more flatness in this book because, like I said, it's meant to be written in. So here, just an altered envelope, and this fabric is actually the fabric that's on the cover of this book here. So you can see how much I've toned it down, the difference in the vibrancy there. So that's how the fabric looks underneath the lace. So this here is a pocket, and then it already had this trim on it, so I left that hanging outside the book, and then I added this little trim, little collage, and I put a little collage of some elements here, stickers, and then it's empty on the inside. Another crystal ball. And there's that. So there's a lot of similar elements from the other book. Another collage here. So I really like the way all of these kits kind of just work together. So like I said, anything that's in here that's kind of bulky is either not permanent or capable of getting out of your way so that you can write comfortably in this one. So here is the second altered paperclip for this book. This was some more stuff that my buddy had sent to me for my birthday. And you can see it's just got some trims and some other fun little elements there. So here's some more of those magic book pages. So you can leave those there, or if you don't like them, you can tear them out, or you can use them as collaging, but they're really aged and old. I put some stamps back there. There's some more of that fabric. There's the little image of the lady, little paperclip up here. There's the sun / classified ad. There's another gardening card. Herb. This is the an envelope that I just added some stamps to, and the palm. This is the photocopy of the original of the palmistry ephemera that I made. Got some lace. There's the old bag, little tag. There's my moon. This is a big pocket here, and then this is a belly band. This paper came from RayMercantile. I love this paper so much, and I hardly use it, but it's so beautiful. She dyes them, and they have these beautiful like doily prints on them, and I doubt that it's like showing up even half as good as it does in person, but it's really neat. some trim, Mrs Cog images. This, you can close it and use it as an envelope, or you can gesso in here. Another altered tag. There's our Madame Fortune. This is an envelope that I made using FigaroDesigns. And then here's a little charm. Little Tim Holtz. And I left this pocket open in case you wanted to add something that's wider, where these are not so terribly wide. If you don't think you will, you can always glue that down. And these are little scorekeeping cards, but I thought the images on them are really pretty. There's the dark moon. This is a big tuck spot. A little detailing that I did down there. There's my stamp. Here's a big belly band. And then I used a tiny Tim Holtz paperclip here to hold this one on. And then this is a Loteria card, and I added this in as your writing board, and I was sure to make sure that everything that I collaged here on the back side was nice and flat, but you can also just use this side to write on. And then I only stitched around the perimeter again to keep it flat. But yeah, this is your writing board, so if you don't feel like anything in here is strong enough for you to write on top of, you can use your writing board. And 2 more images from Mrs Cog back here. And then I just had the paper clip holding the writing board to the back of the book. So these are my 2. And I hope that you all have liked these as much as I do. I really love these, and like I said, I think I'm probably not done with this theme because it's really kind of fun to do. So sometime in the future I'll probably be making more. And someone had asked me if it would be possible for me to start making announcements when I have book collections that are set to be coming out, and I can do that, and I can see why and how it would be beneficial to anybody who's trying to get one of these books that I make. And I think what I would probably do is either share updates like that on the community board here on YouTube, or on YouTube stories, maybe even, or both. Maybe even Instagram stories, so if you follow me there, that way you'll know like the day that a video is going to be coming out with a new collection. And if you're not sure how to find that, let me show you. Okay, so here I am on the PinkOddBird homepage here on YouTube. Up at the top, you'll notice there's a little scroll. One says community and one says stories. So if I click on communities, this is where it shows posts that I've made on my YouTube channel, and I can post like pictures and words here, and then if I click on stories, it'll allow me to put a quick little story, like a snippet of a video. So this is the 2 locations where you would be able to find information on any upcoming book releases on my YouTube channel. So basically that's information on how you'll be able to find out when I have collections that will be coming out. And that way you can, you know, be prepared or be ready if you want to be. I think that's pretty much it. I will be back sometime soon with some more books I have in mind that I would like to make a few collections. So do you guys like these books? Are you more of an artsy keepsake, I just want to flip through it kind of person, or are you a nah, I like to write in my books kind of person? Let me know in the comments down below. What's your preference? Or is it both? Because for me, it's both. All right, so I think that is going to wrap it up for me for now. Be sure to stay tuned because you never know what direction this odd flock of ours is heading into. And until next time, toodaloo.